Okay. We are live on YouTube, I think. I don't think we have any more issues with going live. I need to plug my Ethernet cables in. That's one thing I keep forgetting to do. All right, let me close the 15,000 windows I have open because I keep forgetting to sign off on my account when I'm done streaming. And we have that. So we'll just chat for like 15 minutes. I want to share some updates. I've been thinking... Be quiet, Don. I've been thinking a lot about, as I kind of like get my energy back for things. I'm taking care of myself. I've been thinking about what I want to do going forward. Okay, let me just pop this in Discord and then we're good to go. Announcements. Oh man, my wrist still... My back is fine, my butt is fine. Because if you're in my Discord, you know I completely ate shit on black ice. And that hurt. I was like laying there for a minute. I slowly got up. But... Alright, starting with 15 minutes conversation and then doing more Boot.dev, Filesystems. Systems. Okay. Post it in Discord, publish, confirm. We are back. All right. So type in chat, say hi if you're here. Welcome. Thank you for your patience. I was falling behind a little bit today. All right, protein drink. And happy Monday to you too, Frozen. The stream did start, Brandon. I don't know if you can hear me. Probably not. But the stream did start. So I posted a poll. And I think maybe people thought I was joking. Yeah, we're just going to go over updates. Basically, I was trolling with the first sentence. But second sentence, essentially, like, you can hate watch me on Twitch. If you're banned, you can now see my stream. I actually find that kind of entertaining. I do. I don't know. But I do think I have been sugarcoating what I say because I have had it lingering on my mind that maybe I go back into the industry. But the reality is, like, a lot of employers aren't going to dig deep enough into like some like web archive site or Wayback Machine and like dig up like old stuff that's been deleted. Companies usually don't dig that far. And so I feel like I kind of miss doing the Reddit roast. I kind of miss like giving hard takes and sugarcoating everything. And I think I'm going to just, I don't know. It's like, I just don't care anymore. I'm starting to feel like I kind of just want to have no filter. I'm going to have a little bit of a filter, but like, I kind of want to just do a lot more reactions and stop sugarcoating things because I'm always second guessing myself on how I should word it, how I should say it. And that's what I used to do a lot where I didn't have much of a filter. And I felt like, I don't know, I think I just enjoyed it a lot more. So I think we're going to do more reactions. I think I'm going to be more candid with my opinions and kind of just like stop being right in the middle of always having to like walk on eggshells because of like potential like ruined job prospects. I think I care way less about that at this point. So that's what that poll is about. So we'll probably do a lot more reactions and I'm going to be much more blunt. So I think that's minor, but I think also I want to, like, there have been a lot of people that have asked me to react to certain content, and on YouTube, the copyright system is just broken. Like, even if it's fair use, like, you could have a mark on your channel a copyright strike where you have to either send a legal note, like it eventually can end up where you have to send a legal notice and kind of expose your address, or you get an attorney to reach out for you and shut it down, which then costs. The copyright system on YouTube is just garbage. Like, people abuse it all the time. And it's like, even if you've done literally nothing wrong, you have bad actors on YouTube that will take down your content or like threaten to mark your channel, which eventually your channel gets deleted. You get 3 strikes. I'm talking about copyright strikes. The copyright system is just broken. I would like to react to more videos, but I'm like, is it worth risking my channel? So I was thinking about this. And I'm wondering if maybe in Discord, we could do events where I react to content and then put it up on Patreon or something like that. Like, I'm not worried about reactions from a legal standpoint. I'm pretty comfortable with that, actually. I've had several conversations with my attorney about it. But I think I kind of just got spooked because YouTube's copyright system is broken. So I was wondering if like anyone would be interested in like doing like Discord, like just posting it in Discord outside of YouTube, and we maybe separate it from YouTube. Because there's a lot of content I want to react to, like a lot of content. I'm just afraid that my channel's going to get taken down. That's it. So let me know. Let me know if you want me to do that. But also, I think maybe starting tomorrow, I want to still do reactions to articles, but I'm not going to do a separate video. I'm just going to live stream it. I think it would be more fun to live stream the reactions and go over articles live with you guys. I think that's fun. In fact, I think like uploading it, it's just kind of like a weird piece of content. It doesn't do well on my channel, but just like doing it privately and then uploading it, I don't think people care about that. I think people like want to be there and react to it. So I think tomorrow I'm going to try it where I start off reacting to an article and then we go into Boot.dev stuff. So I'm going to try that for a couple weeks and see how it does. I think that's all the updates I have. But I just want to get it out there. Might as well just do these updates for people that pay attention to the live streams. And, you know, if you're in the know, you're in the know. But what's up? How you guys doing? Happy Monday. I keep losing the stream on Twitch. Do you? I don't have any drop frames. That's weird. What's the Dawn Discord? The link is in the description on Twitch. Oh, the other update is I want to be more active in Discord, but not to brand new people, because a lot of brand new people don't respect my time, but a lot of you that are regulars, like, you totally do, and I want to talk with you. I've been trying to think about a way to do that. But I think what's going to happen, this will evolve over time, but I think my Discord, I really just care for my Discord, like being a Discord for like regulars in my community. And just talking with you guys that like are here, you know, at least once a week in the live streams. I think I want to make it an extension of my live streams with people that are going to be constructive, because like I want to dive into conversations. I want to spend more time with it, but I think what puts me off with it is you always get people that are just like brand new that will, they're not really trying to have a constructive conversation. They're really lazy with their question. They're just like, they're not part of the community. They're just hopping into different Discord communities, spamming the same like low effort question. Like, you can tell who these types of people are. And I want to figure out a way. So if you guys have ideas, I want to figure out a way where I can like talk more with you guys outside of live streams, maybe in Discord, and structure it in a way where like we could have like awesome conversations. Because you guys know I like talking about philosophy and psychology, and like I react to shit that's going on. I think it's fun, but I like doing it with regulars. So that I'm throwing that idea out there. If you guys have any ideas with it, let me know. But yeah, figured I'd just mention that this stream. But what's up, Brandon and Amit? How you guys doing? Are you talking about streaming from the Discord or just not streaming in YouTube? I would still stream on YouTube, but if we're going to do reactions, it would be Discord. We could do like I don't know, we could do a what is it called? Like shoot, what is it? I gotta stop. Man, I messed up my wrist so badly. I gotta get a brace. I'm probably gonna go buy a brace after this stream, to be honest. It's a certain type of channel on Discord. Create a stage channel where it's like a live stream on Discord. It kind of is, but I could pull people in and talk with you guys. Like, the reason why I don't really pull people in to talk on YouTube and stuff like that is kind of just because, like, I gotta watch myself. There can always be trolls that can get me banned. We'll try unplugging my internet. Might work. Okay. Makes sense. Fangs only, not bots or disruptors. What do you mean by fangs only? I attended a decoding meetup in Discord where someone will lead a talk. Can be a bit glitchy, but is great for talking through topics. How do we get people to participate in something like that? Our Discord is really small. Let me change the title on my YouTube stream. You could probably have a day in the week to just talk about stuff, like a Friday hangout or something with a drink. No drinking for me, but you guys are welcome to drink. But yeah, like a day. It should be scheduled. You're right, Brandon. It should be scheduled. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, let me change. I want to let people know they can ask questions. Ask me anything about becoming a web dev. There we go. Coffee for me. Everyone has their, just a drink in general, right? Whatever drink is your preference. It's going to be tea for me, I think. But yeah, I'm open to ideas. Doesn't have to be now. Just think about it. And like Tuba, Frozen, you guys are a little bit more frequent now. Oh, by the way, we hit our subscriber goal on Twitch. Thank you. I think it was like 10. Like, if I get 10 subscribers in a month, that's freaking awesome. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas with it, just let me know. It doesn't have to be today, but that's kind of where I'm thinking of going, because what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be creating more content. I have a whole schedule, but I'm building out the job search course. I am finally fleshing that out. I got a lot on my plate because I fell behind last year. I was not on top of my game, and I'm catching up with a lot of stuff. Like, a lot of stuff. But I feel like I'm in a pretty good place, and I'm pretty productive. I work 7 days a week, which I'm fine. I don't mind working 7 days a week as long as I'm productive and I'm getting close to my goals. But yeah, I want to create more content and stick with these live streams. So I think I'm pretty capable of it, but we'll see how it goes. I like to try things for like a month. Just try it for a full month, no matter how much it sucks, and then just see what you can do and see if you should kind of up your goals or make them a little bit more realistic. They tend to put up a post letting people know what the topic is, and people will often check in to see when it is. But it's also run as an event, so you can see the dates. Do you think we have enough people for that, where people would show up? I wonder if we do. All right, all done with my protein drink. Sorry about that. Hopefully it wasn't too... You know what irritates me? When I go to a live stream and I hear the streamer like gulping really loud or like eating food on the mic. I don't think I'm an ASMR fan at all. But I know that can bug some people, so hopefully I can get my meal in before next stream. Is building a successful SaaS even possible in this competitive space? Is it hard? Yes, and it can be. Yeah, it probably is. I mean, it's like to be successful with the SaaS product, like it's entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is really hard. Most people can't do it. Most people fail at it. It's very small, but means people don't interrupt as much unless they have a good question. Um, Here's the problem. And I don't think it's a problem with any of our regulars. I can't allow new people to do it. The first new person that did it took over an open source project and started like trying to make it into a paid thing. And that was not the goal of it. And like completely, because it was like a Discord or an open source project that was like for the community that I promoted. And he got a bit power hungry with it and completely tried to shut me out. And so I flushed him out of the community. And like everyone quit his open source project. It's like, I think he kind of showed his true colors with it. And the second person that I promoted, he was new to the community, but like I kind of like would give him a channel and I would give him kind of the reins to like do whatever he wanted with it. And then like he started like it was a bunch of like passive aggressive comments about how I wouldn't show up to his meetings and stuff like that. Like it felt like a really desperate attempt to get my attention. It was weird. It's like, dude, I'm just busy. Like if I'm not attending these, I'm busy. You could do what you want. Like I'll allow you to launch it. And then it was just a really weird request. So the only two times I've like promoted and like really pushed and put it in the announcements, initiatives like that have been with brand new people in the community, which I'm no longer doing. It was just annoying dealing with those situations. So it would have to be with regulars. So if you have like a topic in mind that you want to talk about and you have an idea, feel free to bring it to me, especially YouTube. You've been here for a while, but I'm not doing it with new people anymore. I think I'm just like, again, I think I want to build my Discord around the regulars. How I do that, I don't know, because we always want new people to join the Discord, but I'll figure out the details of how to do that in time. So much that goes on in a SaaS from my experience in working using their own. Yeah, it's like Zupo. It's like an extremely generic question. I don't think you're gonna get the answer you're looking for with that. I guess like again, if it's possible, yes. In competitive space is relative. What industry are we talking about? What kind of SaaS product? Have you done proper research to see if it's viable? What does competitive mean? Because sometimes like competition is a good thing because it shows validation for an idea. But I don't know if you're asking really generic questions like in this competitive space, like what competitive space? Is it hard? Like these, I think you got to dig a little bit deeper. Like watch people talk about their journey of a startup. Like listen to like Y Combinator stories of like how to launch a startup. I think you got to like dig way deeper and you'll start like getting really, really good questions to ask. I think you're just at a point like you might just want to dig into other people's situations and stories and get some more ideas and context and stuff they had to deal with. Do you want to deal with it? But it's going to be relevant towards what you're trying to build, the problem you're trying to solve, how you identify that problem, and like who you competing with, right? Like what is the market? What is the industry even? And what does success mean? I like people who stay in chat occasionally or people who talk when answering a question or helping with code review. I don't think new people are always a good thing. Who stay in chat occasionally or people who talk when answering a question or help with a code review. Yeah. Like some people are just, the types of people that I don't want my server are ones who will just join a bunch of content creators Discord servers and ask like a very generic, lazy question. And they won't even say thank you. Like, I think everyone knows who I'm talking about. There are always people like that. It's not just developers. It's across multiple industries. It's a personality type for sure. But those kind of people, I don't like. I don't want to promote stuff for them. We'll figure it out. We'll create a Discord around regulars, I think, in time. We'll figure it out though. All right. Close that. Close. Okay, here. Let me show you my screen. Let's refresh and let's jump into it. Failed to fetch. Refresh. Don't tell me you failed. All right, we are good. Let's share my screen. And again, you have music on Twitch, no music on YouTube. You can listen to your own music on YouTube. But we are live and bold. All right. What is a file system? All the data stored on your computer is organized into files and directories. Files and directories are organized into a tree-like structure called a file system. Directories or folders on Windows are just containers that hold files and other directories. Files are just a dump of raw binary data, ones and zeros. The byte in a file can represent anything: text, images, videos, etc. The file system tree starts with a single directory called the root directory. The root directory contains files and directories which can contain more files and directories, and so on. When you open your terminal, your working directory, the one you're in, is going to be somewhere. Most commonly, your home directory. You've remotely logged into a suspicious employee's machine at word blank. First, you need to determine where their file system are, or where on their file system you are. Run the print working directory command to see the file point of your current working directory. Password. PWD. Why do I like read password when I say it? PWD. Wonder what that stands for. Paste the full output of the command into the text field and submit it. All right. Give me a second. Let me pull up my terminal. All right. So we're going to go projects. We're going to enlarge this. No. How do I enlarge it? Oh, wait. Okay, we're good. Let's share the screen. Next, bring this over. All right, we are good. Let's go back to capture. All right, so PWD. Users streaming projects. Make sure I don't have anything on my clipboard. Cool. Sometimes I won't copy. All right, submit. Let's go. Good luck, guys. Got to do some chores. All right, take care, Brandon. Let me post this. Free to ask me any web dev career questions in chat. Pin. Yes. No. Pin. Message. All right, perfect. File path. The output of PWD is file path. A file path is a string that describes the location of a file or directory on your computer. Yours should look something like... You're not going to be able to see this. That's okay. It doesn't matter. A string describes the location of a file or directory. Yours should look something like this. The text might be different, but the structure should be the same. Let's break it down. First / represents the root directory. It's the tippy top of the file system tree. The next part, users, is the name of the directory inside the root directory. Finally, the last part, wags lane, is the name of the directory inside the users directory. So this path represents the directory 2 levels down. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, we got a video. Let me port the audio over.
When you're working with a command line, file paths are the bread and butter of navigation. You're probably already used to thinking of files and directories as nested tree structures. After all, that is what they are, and that's how Windows Explorer or Finder on Mac display them. A file path is just a text-based representation of one file or directory in the hierarchy. All absolute file paths start at the root of the file system, which is just the very top directory in the hierarchy. From there, everything is nested inside a tree of directories, with each directory in the file path separated by a slash. Now, if the path you're looking at points to a file, then the last section of the file path will just be the name of the file. But if you're looking at a path to a directory, then the last section will be the name of the directory. To give an example, in this hierarchy, the path to homework.txt is /documents/school/homework.txt. And the path to the work directory is just /documents/work.
Cool. Time to start debugging for evidence. If you're on Windows again, make sure you're on Ubuntu.dev. Copy, paste, and run the command below to download the world.bonk directory from GitHub. It contains files and directories that you'll need throughout this course. Okay. If prompted for a password, use the password for your machine's user account or the one you used when setting up Ubuntu. Can we just copy and paste all of this? Run the single command below. Just wondering if it shows my IP. I have a VPN, so I don't care, but I was just wondering. All right, so we'll cover what those or these commands do later. If you run into an issue, see the troubleshooting tips below. You should now have a world bank directory in the current working directory. When learning terminal commands in this course, it's possible to make a mistake and ruin your version of the world bank repo. If that happens, just come back to this lesson and download the world bank again. Run list, ls. You should see a world bank directory. I do. Run the change directory. Oh, that's what, see, I never really thought about what these commands stood for. Glad he's explaining it. All right, use the ls command again to see the contents. Paste console output into the, okay, of the ls, right? Okay, and then we don't need troubleshooting. Submit. Cool. What's up, Renee? How you doing? I really like how he explains things in the videos. Yeah, I think he does a really good job in the videos. I agree. I feel like this is like a course that a lot of front-end developers should take, and you don't really see this that often in front-end courses. Parent directories. The cd command changes directory to move into a directory, but how do you move back out of a current directory? Answers two dots. Two dots, a special alias that refers to the parent directory. It's a shortcut that you can use to move up one level in the directory tree. Navigate back out of. If you're in the top level, then run ls. But pass the, wait. Again, but pass in the name of worldbank? Oh. I didn't know you could do that. Cool, we're learning. Let's go. All right. Absolute versus relative paths. We're mostly dealing with relative file paths, which are paths that take your current directory into account. For example, let's say we have the following directory structure in our file system. Vehicles, cars, Fords, Mustang, Focus. When inside the top level vehicles directory, the relative path to the Mustang.txt file is. However, when we're inside the cars directory, the relative path to the Mustang.txt file is it's Mustang, or when you're inside the Fords directory, just Mustang. Absolute paths. An absolute path is a path that starts at the root of the file system. On Unix, the root is denoted by the /. So if the vehicles directories and the file system's root, the absolute path to the Mustang text file is this. Cool. Which should I use? It depends. Relative paths are easier to read and write, and as long as you're in the correct directory or the directory you expect, they're easy to reason about. Absolute paths are more explicit. They're used when you're not sure what directory you're in. For example, maybe you're giving someone instructions on how to find a file on their computer. You can't be sure what directory they'll be in when they start following your instructions, so you'll need to use an absolute path. What is a relative path? This. Ryan. Which path will refer to the same file regardless of the current working directory? So we have vehicles, cars, for... Oh, we're not going by that. Wait, which path will refer to the same... Here. Okay, that's the same one. Which path will refer to the same file regardless of the current working directory? Am I just like not reading this correctly? What am I comparing it to? The same file regardless of the current working directory. User bin. What am I comparing it to? Which path will refer to the same file? Oh, sorry. It's literally just saying, okay, this one will always refer to the same file. If we are in a different folder, these can change. Okay. Yeah, I think I was just misinterpreting it. All right. Files. You're probably familiar with the concept of files from using a GUI like Windows Explorer or Finder. At their core, files are just blobs of data. The raw bytes in a file can represent anything: text, images, videos, etc. The cat command is used to view the contents of a file. It's short for concatenate, which is a fancy way of saying put things together. It can feel like a confusing name if you're using the cat command to view a single file, but it makes more sense when you're using it to view multiple files at once. Okay. Print the contents of a file to the terminal. Concatenate the contents of multiple files and print them. And it is short for concatenate. Okay. Assignment. Use the cd command to navigate to the world blank folder. Use ls to make sure you're in the right place. You should see a public, cd into the public. You should see a file called so cat pr ideas.txt. Okay. Cool. Paste the contents. Oh, almost cleared that. Boom, boom. Yo, what's up, Dewey? How's it going? Happy Monday. And anyone else joining? Happy Monday. Hope you're doing well. Hope your week's going to be awesome. If you would, please do like the live stream on YouTube. It does help push it out. Our live streams don't get pushed out that much when I'm doing these types of live streams. But you know what I kind of like? I think I've accepted this. I don't think my live streams on YouTube are meant to help me grow my channel. At all. I think it's just to like connect with you guys. I used to look at like the subscribers that I would get, but sometimes I would get like unsubscribes from the live streams, and I used to have this mindset of like, man, what the hell is the point? But I don't think live streams on YouTube are meant to grow the channel at all. I think it's just meant to connect with the regulars. And I think that's awesome. I think that's another perspective I've kind of like, that's grown on me over the past few months. Yeah, I never use the cat command. I honestly don't. I think that's the first time I've ever used it. Well, we're kind of flying through this. Head and tail. Sometimes you don't want to print everything in a file. Files can be really big. The head command prints the first n lines, okay, of a file where n is a number you specify. If you don't specify a number. It will default to 10. Okay. The tail command prints last 10 lines, where the end is the number you specify. Okay. So I don't think I'll remember these commands unless I use them frequently or like use them a few times. But it's cool just to know about them. So head, we just do like, that's fine. So he didn't even explain to get out of the old folder. You just have to know, which I love. All right, so private, transactions. Okay. So cat 2023.csv. That's huge. Head N6 2023 CSV. Oop. Let's go. We print the first 6 lines because the first line in the file is the header, and we want to include that along with the first 5 transactions. Use the tail. 5 2023 CSV. Cool. So we do tail 2023 CSV. We get cool. Submit the first 6. Okay, first 6 and last 10 or 5 lines for a total of 11 lines. Amount. Let's go. What's up, Kodal? How's it going? Hey, I got a lurk since I do need to work. Hope you're making progress. Yeah, we are finally making progress. We gave some community updates initially, but we are making some progress. How'd your stream? Well, you're lurking. I hope your stream went well. If I only want to view file contents, I just use less. What do you mean less? I wouldn't be chatting if it were Twitch only. No particular reason, just not for me. That's fair. Yeah. What was that in reference to, though? What was I saying at the time? It did? Thank you. Awesome. Glad to hear it. It's good. Yeah, it's always good to like come back and have some pretty chill streams and enjoy yourself, you know? I don't know about you, but when I take a break, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, I just got to get over that first stream. Less or Vim is if you want to edit. Yeah, we don't want to edit, so why do that? I kind of like head and tail. I think that's fine. You just need to look at content. Cat is perfect. Or cat for the whole file, yeah. I didn't know about cat. That's really cool. What's up, Gus? How you doing, man? We could go into what you were asking if you want us to. That's fine. Just let me know. Ask the question in chat. Low-key Abu. What's up, man? Pleased to meet ya. Found you on Zinka's stream. What you up to? We're just running through Boot.dev, man. Going through the curriculum from start to finish. But welcome. All right, let's move on. More or less. The more or less commands let you view the contents of a file one page or line at a time. Uh-oh, now we're here. As the adage goes, less is more. In the context of these commands, less is literally more. The less command does everything that the more command does, but also has more features. Okay. As a general rule, you should use less instead of more. I don't even know what more is. You would only use more if you're on a system that doesn't have less. Then what is more? What? You told me a lot about, like, to use less instead of more, but what the hell is more? You found nothing suspicious in the first and last transactions of 2023, but you're not done yet. It's time to dig through the middle of the file as well. Uh-oh. Here we go. Run less and pass in the path to 2023 CSV located at the root. All right, so less 2023 CSV. So what am I getting here? Notice that you're now in interactive mode, okay, and you've lost your shell prompt. That's because less has taken over the terminal window. Press enter a few times to scroll down a few lines. Okay. Just see how that works. Press Q to exit. Rerun the less command, but this time pass an N flag to show line numbers. Less N. Capital N 2000. Okay. Cool. I think, like, anytime I do this, I would just, like, nano into it. What's the difference between, like, nano and less? You can use a spacebar to scroll down a page at a time. Okay, that's good to know. I did not know that. And you can go back up by pressing B. Ah. Okay, very cool, very cool. Denver. Thanks for the follow, man. Welcome. Denver Kim. Find line 153. Okay. Wait, what? Line 153. Am I supposed to do the whole thing? Probably. There we go. Let's go. Use some form of that command almost every day with the grep. Use whatever you're comfortable with. Less, more, nano, vim. It doesn't really matter what you use. Sounds about right. On one of my failed interviews, some feedback I got is to get really familiar with the Linux environment. Best thing I've done for my career, not gonna lie. Yeah, dude. Man, my command... Well, I mean, like, again, I'm not saying I'm good with the command line. I just use the commands that I use to be able to do my job, right? But there's so much room to grow with it. But, like, when I first started out, I was terrible and frightened with it. I was horrible with Git and horrible with the command line. I learned a little bit, you know, enough to get me by, but... Again, even front-end developers got to get more comfortable with it. Not enough courses really stress that. Yeah. Touch. The touch command updates the access and modification timestamps of a file. By default, if the specified file does not exist, touch will create an empty file with the given file name. Because of the side effect, you'll often see this command used to create or to quickly create new empty files. All right, so touch. Touch new file.txt. You can also create multiple files at once by listing them. Touch can be very handy when writing scripts because it ensures files exist without altering existing ones, creating new files only if necessary. Like, what happens if I do, like, touch some file.txt? What's that do? It doesn't alter existing ones, so it doesn't do anything? But it says it updates access and modification timestamps of a file, so it does do something, right? Assignment, you discovered a discrepancy with the credit card files. World Bank is supposed to be keeping credit history records, but they aren't here. Change into... Create a new file named credithistory.txt. We got it. Please paste the contents of credit cards. Okay. You just created a new file? I don't think I did. Not when I touched a file that... Are you sure? No, I didn't. So what I did was I did touch some file.txt. It was created already, and then I did touch some file.txt again. Nothing happened. It's metadata. That's what I mean. So then my question becomes like, ensures files exist without altering existing ones. Why even mention this? Like, what is the point of mentioning it? Yeah, if you're going to create it, you're not going to alter existing ones, but you kind of are altering existing ones by updating its metadata, are you not? I'm wondering, like, what is the point of this? What is the relevance to it? What's up, Anonymous? How you doing, man? How's it going? Happy Monday. Dude, I don't know about you guys. I'm in a good mood. Oh, my wrist, though, man. I followed through with what I said. I had two big payments come in. One really big and one semi-big. And I did DoorDash twice. I told you guys I would do DoorDash twice. And to keep myself humble and keep myself working. And the second time I did DoorDash, it was just for an hour. Like, at the end of the hour, I slipped on some black ice, and that fucking hurt. And it makes me... I think I'm going to, like, completely cut my deal of ever doing DoorDash again. I'm going to be honest with you. It was meant to just humble me, but, like, dude, if I'm going to injure myself, maybe I'm not meant for part-time work. Maybe I'm not capable of it. I'm too clumsy. I think that's what it is. But I do think I'm probably going to get, like, a wrist brace or something like that, just for a little bit. Because, man, dude, oh, man, I use my hand. It's like every time I, like, move my thumb in, it's not too bad. I do think it's getting better, but it pulls a little bit, you know? Leave DoorDash till the summer? Yeah, I think I might. I think I might. Oh. But, like, I'm telling you, it's so mind-numbing and peaceful. There's just something about it where I don't, like, I don't have to think anymore. It's like almost meditative. I don't know how to describe it. I just don't have to think anymore. And then I get money. Like, I got to focus on driving, and I always do. I'm a very responsible driver, just not a very responsible walker. And I think that's where I'm incapable of doing that job, because I can't stay on my 2 feet. You're going to let a little ice defeat you? Just kidding. You need your hands so tight. I do need my hands so tight. Yeah. And it's not even the typing that bugs me. I didn't lift today because of it. And that kind of aggravated me. I wanted to lift, and I'm like, I should not lift. Don't lift. And I want my wrist to heal. I'm not going to extend this injury for long. Doing all right. Had a productive day today. Learned a bit about investing at the bank today. Oh, nice. Were you just talking to, like, the teller or something like that, or like one of their reps about doing some investment? I think you're overthinking it. Just think of touch as a way to create a new file. Just be aware if you're using duplicate names. Well, that's my question. Like, what happens if we use a duplicate name? All it does is update the metadata, right? That's all I want to know. So I think I'm being very specific about it because I'm trying to judge Boot.dev. I think that's why I'm going into detail about it. I'm trying to judge Boot.dev. Like, I'm giving my feedback, what I think about each lesson. So I think that's where you're getting more. But I think all that matters is, like, I try to create a file, it doesn't create a new file. It just updates, like, when the file was updated or something like that. A stat will show you file access modified creation times. The stat? What stat? You could take up knitting blankets. Yeah, that's not happening. sell what you produce might take much longer to get paid. I am not doing that. There is nothing about my soul that has the patience to sit there and knit. Ask Boots AI what happens if you use touch on an existing file, though I think it might delete its contents. Oh, the stat command? Okay, so it does just update them. That's actually a good question. Let's test it out. So we... less... Well, we don't want to edit this, right? So touch credit history.txt. That's not what I meant. 2 ls. And then we are going to do less credit history 2.txt. Yo. Wait, how do we edit it? We couldn't edit it. It's end. Okay, I'm using nano. Yo. So we exit, save modified, file name to write to. Yes. And then history2.txt. We have yo. So then if we do touch credit history2.txt. Cat. Okay, so we still have yo. It doesn't replace the contents. Yeah, okay, cool. Edit using V. What's V? Do you mean Vim? All right, so we have, let's remove credit history 2.txt. There we go. It's like Vim, but exists before Vim is V. Oh. Why? Why not just use Nano? They're basically the same. Well, that's not confusing at all. Okay. What's up, Benicio? How you doing, man? I've sold like 3 scarves in 2 years. Yeah, but how consistent are you with it, though? My grandma used to knit. And she would go to craft shows and everything, and I think she made some decent money for it. But she liked knitting. Well, since I am young and just finished school, I was advised about first getting emergency funds built up before I can try to do a long-term investment on mutual funds. I think that's a great idea. A lot of times I think people will like try to give you like the lowest interest, most gains possible type of investment strategy. When in reality, I think like, especially when you're young, it's just really good to build up a good mindset around spending and saving. Yes, investing money into a savings account for an emergency fund technically won't give you the most gains back. You get very little returns, but it's like, I think it's just about building the right mindset up. I think an emergency fund is such a good first investment. Pretty good. Glad to hear it, man. Yeah, I don't do shows or boots. I just like to make stuff when I have time. That's cool. It's a hobby. That's chill. I like it. And then sell it. Make a little money from it. That's cool. Knitting seems calming. It does seem calming. I like to do bobbin lace. It's similar to weaving. But wait, what's the difference between like knitting and weaving? There's a whole thing to this, isn't there? You make lace instead of cloth. I am not a fabric expert by any means. I'm learning today. I'm learning. Cool. Maybe the pattern. I don't know, man. Oh, but I did want to ask. I'm going to ask a few times because why not? Because we got a few more people here. Like I said, I want to be a little bit more active with regulars. I think it would be cool to do more reactions outside of YouTube, like with videos. YouTube's copyright system is broken. People can abuse it, and they can get my channel, like, they can make it a pain in the ass to keep my channel up if someone, like, really does not like me. So I don't want to deal with the copyright system, but I think it'd be fun to, like, react to videos on Discord and, like, put them up on Patreon even for, like, $5 a month where you could watch the past broadcasts. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And then if you're live, you just get to watch it there live, you know, for free. But I was thinking about doing something like that in Discord, but I want to make my Discord more for regulars, and I want to be more active in it for regulars, not new people. So if you guys do have ideas or, you know, hope I would do something or certain types of events that I kind of avoid on YouTube, feel free to let me know. The only problem is I would rather react to something and make it public and free if I can, because I don't necessarily like the idea of reacting in private, because I don't like hiding behind my opinions and reactions. I'm not trying to be secret with it. I would rather the creator know and they can engage back with it. But man, the copyright system just sucks on YouTube. All it takes is like just a few people to just make my life annoying with it. Weaving is like knitting, or is nothing like knitting? Knitting is nothing like... Knitting is nothing like... Oh, okay. Weaving is nothing like knitting. Bobbin lace, you have pairs of bobbins, each with a thread. What are bobbins? And to make an inch of lace, you need about 20 to 30 bobbins. You are, Tuba, I think you are our weaving expert of the community. I will dedicate that to you. Is bobbin lace one of those open design with lots of details? It's a good question. I like to watch things in Discord. I think that's neat. You know what I kind of want to do? You guys know how I absolutely like hate writing text? I bitch about it all the time, probably to a point where you guys are annoying. You're probably like, Don, just stop bitching and just respond to Discord. You know how I'm like that? I think I might just like get Discord Nitro and record audio. Again, like 11 to 12, I'm starting to like comment more. So like if within an hour when I post a video, it's going to go up live. I'm going to post on LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. And I want to try to be responsive to those comments within the first hour, but I could like respond to Discord, but I could just record my voice. I wish I could do that on LinkedIn and Twitter and stuff like that, but I might do that. What copyright strikes on a separate reaction channel affect your main channel? If it gets banned, yes. If I get suspended in any way, so I get a warning, and then I get, I think, my first suspension, where I can't live stream, I do any of this stuff, and then if I do it on my main channel, then that gets banned. So I basically have to stop posting content on everything if either of the channels get suspended or get a strike and I get like, you know, weeks worth of punishment. But if that gets banned, I can't have one channel banned and keep up other channels. YouTube usually likes to ban across all channels, I think. I'm like 99% sure of that. I posted in Discord for a video of someone doing bobbin lace. Okay. Sounds good. All right. Oh, my hand. As we mentioned before, a directory is just a location in a file system that can contain files and other directories. On some systems, directories are called folders, but it's the same thing. Make directory. Cool. During your digging, you find a file that appears to be out of place. Make sure you're in credit cards. Where am I? Credit cards. File called T-bills. Treasury bills are a type of investment, not a credit card. Okay. Go back to the products. I kind of just want to delete it. It's an investment. It's not a bill. Never mind. No, don't delete that. Go back to the products directory and create a new... Okay, why'd I go to this in the first place? Okay. What happens if you just do this? Okay. All right, so we are in. There's a directory called. Wait, what? Go back to the products directory. And create. Oh, sorry. Make directory. Okay. Move. The move command moves a file or directory from one location to another. You can use it to rename a file or to move it to a different directory altogether. Your working directory can't be the directory you're moving. Renaming a file. Move some file. Moving a file from current directory to another directory. Move to that directory. Moving a file from the current directory to the parent. Cool. If you don't want to rename the file and you're just moving it to a different directory, you can omit the file name. Cool. Okay. Move the tbills file from... Okay. So, products investments. Well... Products. Okay. So move credit cards tbills.txt to investments. Shit. What am I doing? Public products. We are in products. No such file or directory for what? Credit tbills. Hold on. Products. Okay. It is world block public. I think I'm lost. We are in public. We go to products. We are gotcha. I see. I'm not lost. Credit cards. tbills.txt to investments. ls investments. Cool. List the contents of investments. The remove command deletes a file or empty directory. Yep, you can optionally add a R flag to tell the remove command to delete a directory and all of its contents recursively. Recursively is just a fancy way of saying do it again on all the subdirectories. Why couldn't you just do remove directory? I never got that. Like, how do you preserve the contents if what? So, change directories. Use the cat command. There's a big problem here. It looks like someone is storing passwords in plain text, even on a private machine. This is a big security risk. Delete both the passwords directory and the passwords txt file. What happens if we just... Let's test this out. It doesn't allow us to. So you can only delete a file through this. Otherwise, you have to do R. What is F? I've always done RM-RF. Wonder what F is. Force. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. List the contents of the private directory again to make sure the file is gone. Probably gonna, yep. Copy and paste this. I was scared for a second. Every time it lags, I'm like, uh-oh, what'd I do? I love seeing you play with it. Learn so much more when you test the limits. Yeah, hell yeah. I like playing with it. Just have extra questions. Oh, man. The one thing I still can't get down is my sleep schedule. I did wake up at 10:35 today. That's probably the earliest I've woken up in a long time. I'm gonna wake up earlier. Same for like 10:15 tomorrow. But man, it's like my sleep is finally starting to get regulated a little bit. But I am always tired. All right, going on to the next one. Cool, we have 5 left. Copy command does what you would hopefully expect it. It copies a file from one location. You can use R. Wait, you can also copy a directory and all of its contents recursively by adding the R. Okay. So copy CP. Take a look at the inside of transactions. Should see a few files containing transactions from different years. Okay. Look inside the backups. Looks like we don't have 2020. So copy the missing file from transactions. 2020. Oops, 20.csv to backups. We're not copying a directory, we're just copying a file. List the contents of backups. Copy and paste. I don't know about you guys. I'm curious what you think. I think this this chapter is very well done. I'm having fun with it. It took me months to stop feeling tired when I rotated my sleep. It takes so long. Yeah, I'm sure it will be for me. I still, like, I'll take melatonin to sleep. I've been taking it for so long. Once I get my sleep schedule down, I'm going to slowly wean off of, like, vitamins and stuff like that. Because I have been taking supplements a little bit for, I don't think I've had a horrible diet, but I just have, like, so much I can improve. I've been taking glycine, and it helps to have radically fixed my sleep. Oh, really? After trying so many other things. Might be worth trying. Nah, I don't know if I want to take more to do that. I think I slowly just want to wean off. Not insert more. But I appreciate the suggestion. What's up, Livestream? How you doing, man? How's it going? Such a good song. Let's move on. By the way, if you are a regular in the stream, you should definitely check out our Discord server. I'm gonna start, like, shouting this out a lot of live streams. But I want more regulars there. I want to have more conversations with regulars. Oh, I'm gonna actually respond to. Hold on. Someone responded to my Thor. Dude, Thor handled that situation so poorly. So the only reason I mention the WoW situation with Thor in my Discord is because I've, like, said so many positive things about Thor. But holy shit, the way he handled that WoW situation was just, like, a very different version of him. I was so, I don't know. He's like one of those people I put on a pedestal and I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. Do you watch Asmon's React? I don't play WoW, but he seemed to absolve him of wiping the group. Fun to watch that. I didn't know he was gilded with Tyler. I've only been seeing Asmon React, so I don't know. Hold on, I'm responding. All right, so I think Door is just really bad at WoW too. All right, it's just like it's not like a super serious topic, but I like WoW drama, and I watch. I've been keeping up with like OnlyFans and a lot of updates and stuff going on with it because I already said I'm not gonna play video games solo for the month of January. So I'm watching other people do it because I can't do it, and I'm enjoying it, dude. I am like, you know how people watch reality TV shows? That's Twitch for me. Like with a lot of like the old Twitch folks, like a lot of the popular ones, I watch it on Twitch. I think it's entertaining. But I think Twitch is a reality TV show. There's something about pirate games that gets to me. Something his perspective feels very selfish and uncaring. He's very smug, extremely smug. He knows everything about everything. There's like very little humility to him, which I think you need to be somewhat entertaining. And it's fun to troll people and it's fun to roast people. But like, he takes it. He's probably the most smug content creator in the developer world that I've ever met. Like, it's extremely off-putting. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I am candid and I can come off like a dick when I roast people, but I don't hide that. I'm not acting like I'm better than other people. I'm not acting like that. I think he does in his own way. And I think that's what's very off-putting about him. But like, listen, I have my own faults, my own cons. I'm saying this with full transparency. Like I definitely have my own faults, but I do understand where people are coming from with, and like some of his stories are just like, they kind of shift a little bit. Like, wasn't he just like purely QA at Blizzard, but he has a lot of conversation. Like, it seems like some of his conversation sinks into like some dev work at a Blizzard as well. Like, his stories just don't line up. It's just really weird. There's just something very off about him. But I do like his content, and I do agree with a lot of his advice. Pirate Software, watch the video. It honestly, so like I linked a video in the gaming channel because like it is just perfectly reflective of his personality. He's not a team player. He's very much out for himself. And I've seen that in other parts of his live streams, but I think it's like that moment is like the perfect illustration of the type of person he is. And it's not just that moment. There are a lot of clips of him just roaching out. He's not like trying to like, here's the thing in World of Warcraft. Even when someone calls like, run, we got to get out in hardcore, because if it's hardcore, you die. Your character's deleted. Dozens of hours are just gone, just completely gone. And when you're in an instance and you pulled extra, what you're supposed to do, if you give a shit about other people and you don't want to just screw them over, especially if you're a mage, which is why you were brought into the group in the first place, you kind of just like slowly cast rank 1 Blizzard and allow people to get out, and you create distance and allow people to just to kind of like, especially people that have aggro, can get more distance from the mobs, and then eventually all of you run out. Pirate Software, instead of doing all of that, double blinks. He is like 100, 200 yards away from the entire group, just looking at the group like, you guys gonna make it out? When he is like the one class that can peel the best. It's just like, dude, he is 100% a roach. Like he just completely roaches out. And it's like perfectly reflective of his personality. Like days prior, he had some clip of him talking about how everyone's got to do that. Yep, there are clips of him saying, like, kind of like talking shit about other mages that have done exactly that. And it's like, I just like, he didn't use these exact words, but he's like, the thing about being the mage is like, you're there to like, support the group and like control things. And like, we're in it, right? We're together. And then like, you see clips of him doing the complete opposite and saying like, fuck the group, bye-bye, good luck, with people that he's in a guild with. If you do that with like randoms, I think I can understand that a little bit more. But if you're doing it with guildies and like you're fucking over other content creators, it's like, oof. Oh. Yeah, he completely roached out. I hate when players on the team have their own ideas in the moment, and then when it goes sideways, they don't own it. I think what rubbed people the wrong way is he kind of talks about like his history of WoW, and he like puts himself up on a pedestal. Here's what he should have done, and here's what he should still do. Like, he sucks at WoW. That's clear. Like, he's not good. I'm better than him at WoW. I'm way better, and I'm not even that good. Like, I can play a mage better than him, even though mage is not my main. But, like, just say, you know what? I got scared. I got spooked. I think I am going to fuck it up, and so I'm not, you know, that's why I don't try. I'm just expecting to die. But he just, like, went around, like, tons of loops to basically... And he just doubled down on his ego, and the way that he ended that call was so shitty. He's like, oh, why? Why? I don't know. The way he handled that was just so poorly. It was so bad. It was so bad. Exactly what Don just said. He basically is caught always lecturing people, and then he does the opposite. I think this situation is still salvageable, and I think he's going to triple down. That's the problem. To be fair, most people I know will talk shit in the moment, quite different from when you're in that situation. Then maybe... So a lot of people do that, but maybe you're surrounding yourself with people, the wrong people. I have old friends that'll do that, that'll throw people under the bus, that'll be selfish, that will be the type to roach out. And I scrap those friends. There are a lot of people that do that, but I know they're not in my close circle. And like, this could be expanded. Like, this is, I think games actually show people's true nature, but like, there are patterns in this and his other content. I wouldn't say of like screwing people over, but just like, very smug and authoritative, and like there's no humility whatsoever. I think there are aspects that it kind of highlighted that happen in his other streams. And I don't care that much. It's like, I don't know. I don't care that much, but it was just this is weird. It's just such a weird thing to double down on. It's such a weird thing to double, like, if you fuck up in a video game, who cares? Like, who, like, drop your ego. Who cares? It's just a video game. No, it's not even that. It's that they don't hang around for any criticism, so they see no fault. The problem is he left. I don't know if he left a call at the end, but he's like, you know what? You just roll a mage. And he said like goodbye or something like that. I'm like, it's just, he's like almost 40, isn't he? I acted like that when I was like 16. It's just, I think it's really weird seeing someone older like that you would expect to handle situations differently, act like that. It's just really weird. Very much how you deal with things afterwards that matters. Here's the thing. We can get caught up in the moment. Again, the problem is he has a pattern of this. But we can get caught up in the moment. And I think like how he handles it, I don't know if he came back, if he streamed today, I think could be a big difference. But like, it can make a big difference. But I think like he kind of just showed his true colors there. He did leave the call. The only reason I'm like, did he leave the call, is because you could still, on his stream, I think, you could hear people still in the voice call, right? Reconcile. We're talking about pirate software and his OnlyFans drama. He's 37. That's too old to be acting like that. I don't care. That's too old. Again, you have to. I have an ego. 100% I have an ego. You have to have some bit of an ego and some bit of like narcissism, I think, to be successful as a streamer. You do. You like to get the amount of attention that you get, especially at his level, like you have to like kind of like need it. It's really weird. I do think a lot of streamers could really benefit from going to therapy, including me. I don't consider myself a streamer because we're still super tiny. But like I do think there's a lot of like mental health issues with a lot of streamers. And you kind of have to, it's like what I said with developers. I'm like, you kind of have to be a little autistic to be a good developer, to like really dedicate that much time into it, you know? Lemnine, thanks for the follow. Welcome. Is this always true for everyone? No. And am I kind of memeing a little bit? Yes, like in the recent thumbnail, but like kind of not. I think there's aspects of it that like make him entertaining. He's obviously entertaining. People wouldn't watch him if he wasn't. But I don't know. It's just like there was just something about it that like rubbed people the wrong way. It rubbed me the wrong way. It's just like to see a grown man acting like this. Like, come on. It just makes you cringe a little bit. So here's my thing. I think that while it is a video game, I have found that aspects of people's personality come out in team games. In team games, that's what it is. In team games. If it's solo and you are cussing up a storm in like a Souls game or something like that, I don't think that's as reflective about your personality and how you interact with others than a team game. 100%. I think the key word is team game. That was a shame to see. It was. The only reason I brought it up is because I've said so many good things about him. And I think there still are so many good things about him. I do. I generally don't like to like shit on people I don't like. It's not like I don't like them. There are people that I don't like that I'm like, I'm not trying to just like hate on them. But like people that I've constantly boosted up in my community, I think it's fair game. 37 is still a baby. I can vouch for 37-year-olds. I agree. Streamers have an ego. I too am a small streamer, but I think I have an ego as well. An ego isn't always a bad thing. It's not. We're going to have some sort of ego. You're right. And yeah, it all really comes down to how much of it. It's like always balance of everything, right? It's controlling that ego. It's not letting it get too big. And again, I think the problem with him is he is probably the biggest ego out of any developer I've ever seen. That's a content creator specifically. I definitely curse at chess, do you? Money. Hey, what's up, Sachi? How you doing? We should all pick on each other from time to time to keep us humble. True. Very true. Sometimes ego is good, like in Blue Lock. I don't know what Blue Lock is. Will I ever get to a point as a JavaScript programmer where my job will be easy and comfortable? I will be able to build anything with relative ease. I enjoy code. Yeah. Yeah, you can eventually get to that point, especially if you work at the same company where you're kind of working on the same problems. Have you tried Jai? What is Jai? What do you think really sets apart great UI developers from standard UI developers? Same question for front end. I think what's the difference between a UI developer and a front end? Like what specifically in your mind is the difference? Oh, it's a soccer. Oh, of course it's an anime. All your references are towards anime. I have no idea what that is. Of course it's anime. But it's so much more than soccer. Okay. Because soccer doesn't work like that in IRL. It's an anime about life, but they sometimes play soccer. Okay, gotcha. And yes, you do, Rust. All right, we got a furry in here. Nice. I don't mind furries in here. I just I don't like annoying furries. And there are a lot of annoying furries. Again, we had a rebellion of furries. You guys don't know the lore. A lot of you don't. But we had a big rebellion of furries because for 2 weeks, I'm not even kidding, for 2 weeks, I decided not to play music. And I'm like, you guys can play music in the background. And the furries like that. And then as soon as I turned on the music, we had a rebellion. I'm not even kidding. Like, I had more viewers back then. My chat was completely spammed. It was just stupid. It was so stupid. It was the dumbest thing I ever had to moderate. And ever since then, I've had it out for furries. Turtle cosplay is literally going to be like a 500 sub goal. I'm not saying I won't do it. It's going to be a big sub goal. And by the way, if you guys have ideas of like sub milestones that we could do, I'm totally down for it. They can be embarrassing. They could be helpful towards you. I'm totally down for it. But give me good ideas on like sub goals. And maybe we can create some milestones. I'd like to come up with some by the end of January. Imagine a furry with a diaper. Why would I want to... Why? Why did you put that image in my head? What is your problem? Cosplay a Rust developer? 16 out of 500. Somebody, dude, I'm not ended up on WikiFeet. That site is so weird. It's so weird. Sub goal, you open the chest in Boot.dev. I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to do that. So chest and a turtle costume. What's up, Ram? How many subs to open a chest? I think what we would have to do is like we have to like line it up. We have to come up with like maybe 5 or 6 sub goals. I just got invited to an early stage startup. It is an unpaid part-time position, but I got to be co-founder. What do you think about this? I mean, so what do you think about it? Tell me what you think about it. Do you think it's helpful? Like what, it depends on your goals, right? I have no idea where you're aiming for or anything. Like, I don't know what the position's really about. It's like, what are you doing as a co-founder? UI developers primarily focus on what the end user interacts with, while front-end developers have a far broad area. I don't think so. No. Front-end developers focus on the UI. I don't agree with that. Yeah, front-end developers is like maybe you could extend into the GraphQL layer a little bit, but it is becoming more full stack. So I don't agree. I think UI and front-end are pretty much the same in terms of web dev. Sometimes you're so busy fighting the borrower or borrow checker that you don't have time to get up to use the bathroom. What? As someone with no experience in the industry, is the FizzBuzz problem a real thing you can expect to get from an entry role? I saw it asked in a short today and figured it was a meme. Yeah, it weeds out a lot of people. I think there are other problems that you'll probably get over FizzBuzz that'll also be used to weed out a lot of people, but yeah. Yeah, I know. Tuba wants me to open that chest. Well, I'm not against it. We can do a sub goal. I'm excited to hear the 50 sub freestyle rap. Do we just create a channel of like sub? Maybe I should write it down, honestly. Okay, so, oh my God. So we have turtle costume. We have freestyle rap. We have what was the other one? Opening Boot.dev chess. Okay, I'll write them down. I mentioned it because of the video of internet historian about Fur Fest or some shit. Oh man, I don't think I can bring myself to watch that. Yeah, FizzBuzz is generally not the only question. It's just to weed out people initially. There are lines between the two. They're usually blurred now. The hate that the borrow check gets is totally out of... What is borrow... What are we talking about? Borrow checker? I got asked FizzBuzz one time. You may be surprised how many people can't solve it. A lot of people can't solve it. I've had FizzBuzz asked on technical tests for a job for sure. Yeah, it, like I'm telling you, the problem is like too many people have no business applying. Like I don't get your first project up and apply, but like if you're not able to complete a FizzBuzz test, like I would argue like you built the smallest project in the world. Has no logic to it whatsoever. Like no conditional logic, no loops. What's FizzBuzz if it's leak code? I don't know her. What? The Golang pet costume? Bro, you guys need to agree on a furry costume. Like, I'm not having multiple sub goals of furry costumes. You guys need to agree on it. Is it a turtle? Is it a Golang pet? Like, jeez. This? Sorry, I meant that UI developer is a more specialized role. I guess front-end developer can be a little bit more reaching, and UI developers, like, the expectation might be a little bit more surface-level knowledge. It's not really a front-end developer thing. It's just a developer thing, Jammin. Like, what sets it apart? There are many things. We can go over a couple, but you know, a couple things are like independence, the way you tackle problems. It's huge. The way you communicate. So, like for example, the way you tackle problems instead of like just trying to code something out, and not thinking about how you're going to structure it beforehand or the implementation beforehand. A lot of new developers will just go in and just code and then rewrite a lot of their code. Right? That's one aspect that can make you a better developer. How you approach that problem before you even write code. As you kind of grow as a developer, you kind of develop a process to be able to... Oh my God, I just saw a poll go up. But you kind of develop a process to be able to think about how you're solving the problem before you ever write code. Like there's a variety of different things, but I would look at like what is the difference between like entry level or like junior developer, mid-level, and senior, and kind of like get people's different opinions on that. I don't think it's even worth your time to spend like figure out like what makes a better front-end developer, because different companies are going to require different front-end developers solve different types of problems on the front end. I think it's more about how you approach the problems and communicate. The borrow checker is just trust things. I still have no idea. You guys keep saying borrow checker. I still have no idea. Okay, what did people vote? A turtle and a dragon. You didn't even what? You didn't even include the gophers. Is that what this is? The go pet. Okay, I'm gonna put Golang costume. You got like no votes. I don't think people want to see me dress up as a furry, which I love. Will be like an unboxing vid, but with loot, with the Boot.dev stuff. The borrowed checker. Okay, so the borrowed checker is basically like a spouse, but as a compiler. Bro, you guys are what the hell does that mean? You guys have literally not explained what it means. I still have no idea what you're talking about. You guys are trolling. Golang pet dressed as a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. You forgot to add... Yeah, the poll is over. Voted for Dragon because there was no Golang? Okay, so Sachi voted Golang pet. Look at my horse. My horse is amazing. Payload, thanks for the follow. Welcome. We'll have to, like, put out an official furry poll if that's what people want. I'm not a furry. No. Zinka, look what you did. No. I'm not... Do I sound excited about that sub goal? Look at me. Look at me. Do I really seem excited about dressing up as a furry? That is not my choice. Yes? Yes, are you serious? I have regulars saying... Oh, fuck off. All right, we're taking a break. 3-minute break. I'm putting up ads. You guys deserve ads. All right, be right back. A couple minutes. You guys are getting some ads. Good luck. Have fun. All right, we are back. I've collected myself. You guys are 100% trolls. We are all Rust devs. Have you ever broken up with a girl? Yes. And she told you why? Like, why she broke up with me? Yes. Don't ask right away. A lot of times you're not going to get an accurate answer. Like, just, in my opinion, with breakups, just, like, let it cool down and then talk later. If it's messy. Dress up as a JS logo. You guys are nuts. I did not go for a dress. No. We've never seen you and the gopher furry in the same place at the same time. Have you actually seen a gopher furry? Is that a thing? I'm waiting for the baby oil kiddie pool streams. Fuck. I could do a hot tub stream. And like I can like, you know, it'd be funny. I definitely want to do a hot tub stream and make it as like uncomfortable as possible and act like I'm like an OnlyFans girl. I think that'd be fun. I think that'd be so fun. I would do that. I'd 100% do that. I have to like know my limits to not get banned, you know? Thank you, Anonymous. Someone has reason. What mic do you use? Shure SM7B. I pair it with the Go XLR Mini. How many subs for hot tub stream? Do it. We'll have that. I think a hot tub stream would. I don't just want to stream from a hot tub like coding. I think that's stupid. Let's like make it over the top. You know what I mean? Dressing like acting like one. You know how you see like those girls that that have the mirrors, or like they play stuff that's like not well balanced on their wall. Oops, that fell over, as they turn around, walk, bend over. Like we could just like make it over the top for like subs we get in the stream. We could just like replicate that. I think that'd be so much fun. I would have so much fun like talking shit about OnlyFans. Just like making fun of it. Never been on OnlyFans? Oh, just go to Twitch. You'll see tons of OnlyFans girls. Yeah, just go to Twitch. Hot tub stream dressed as the rust crab. I'll write it down. What's your OnlyFans? It's private. You gotta write sub people names on your arm. Yep, I'll write it on my body. I will 100% do that. You guys think I'm joking. I am not joking. I will do this. I will triple down on this. Do one of those sleep streams that only focuses on it. I am not having people watch me sleep, dude. No. No, there's no way. I feel like that'd be so weird. Imagine if you talked in your sleep. Like, how afraid would you be to do a sleep stream? I don't talk in my sleep, but damn. What if you said some shit? Thank you. Your advice is incredible. Cool. Glad it's helpful. Can you recommend any good books, YouTube channels, etc.? Well, it depends on like what you're looking for, right? Give me like a little bit more of a niche topic. The borrow checker is a feature of the Rust compiler. It needs to figure out when a variable is valid, and if it can't, it yells at you to specify lifetimes on those variables in the code. Okay, gotcha. Thank you, Gus. You were the first person to explain it. What's the Gopher mascot? Learning. I am not learning Go yet. No, we're talking about furry costumes as a sub goal. Jeremy, you think we're like making programmers better here, and we're talking about furry costumes, so I don't know how this conversation keeps coming up, but it does. But yeah, if you guys have creative sub goals, we could definitely do them. I kind of want like a list of 10 and get people to vote on them, you know? Low Key Abu, thanks for the sub on YouTube. Welcome. I imagine you cursing React in your sleep. I would have like fear dreams of running away from furries, and then I would have like angry dreams of cursing React. I don't remember a lot of my dreams, but those are probably the dreams that I have. I look more forward to this than ever. Listen, dude, I will go and hinge with my sub goals. I will. It's not going to get me banned, But well, I think sub goals are fun. I've never come up with any, really, but I think they're a lot of fun. I like that other streamers do it, and I try to get creative ideas with it. But I do think some people do go too far for the sub goals. But it's not, honestly, it's not even about the money. I think it's just fun. I think that's why a lot of people like them, because they're so bizarre and so weird. Maybe paint your face with the language logos. I don't know if a lot of people would want that. We got to think of like goals that people would want. I don't know if they would. Glow paint? Oh, you think so? Okay. Glow paint? Paint face? Not sure I can be helpful in furry costume selection. Dude, Twitch is just unhinged today. You don't need to be. That is far out of my experience as you can. Yeah, YouTube. Like if you look at YouTube chat and you look at Twitch chat, Twitch is completely unhinged. It is way different over there today. Mutton chops. Mutton chops. It's like a facial hair thing, right? Mutton chops. Ugh. What the Twitch is more fun. Twitch can be more fun. YouTube is very professional. Hard to get people to agree on what they want. Very true. Usually YouTube chat is more unhinged than Twitch. I think YouTube chat is just brain rot, but it's not the fun kind of brain rot. Like when YouTube chat is kind of unhinged, it's just like, it's just stupid to interact with. It's just irritating. When Twitch is unhinged, it's really fun. I think there's a difference because I do think, yeah, I think that's the difference. But yeah, YouTube can be unhinged. Not surprising. I've been in Twitch chats before. They get silly real fast. Yup. Yes, they do. All right. Well, we have some ideas. Let's keep brainstorming. We're going to keep thinking about those ideas. And hopefully by the end of January, we will come up with some ideas. So many bots show up in YouTube chats. They do, but they stopped since I've done sub only. I think the sub only has like really neutered the stupidity in YouTube chats. Like the really just chats no streamer wants to interact with. Like just a low effort, disingenuous chat, stuff like that, or like, and it does, I don't know, like, I do think the sub only is the way to go for YouTube live streams. I genuinely enjoy the conversation way more after that. You gave YouTube chat a pat on the head. They're being professional, then calling them stupid. YouTube chat, I actually really like YouTube chat. I would argue that like most of YouTube chat is freaking awesome after the sub only thing for 10 minutes. I'm just saying, when YouTube gets unhinged, it's just a stupid kind of unhinged. It's not like a conversation I want to interact with. Twitch is a bit different. It doesn't mean Twitch can't be obnoxious too, though. I probably am picking on YouTube chat. You know what? Maybe it just goes back and forth. I don't know. But I do think the culture of Twitch is more playful and it's more fun. I think it's a lot more fun. Do you have a sub goal for face reveal? What? What's up, Jessa? How you doing? I don't... Okay. Unix file systems on deck today. Fun. I've actually been having a lot of fun with this section. I think they Lane did a really good job with this. They think you're AI, apparently. What? Can you reveal your true face for such? Okay, yeah, sure. I will put that down. Face reveal. Yes, we can make that a sub goal. Maybe we better expand our search for sub goals from like the broader community. We might get some other ideas. Maybe we do that. Wait, this isn't your face? Apparently not. Nope. Use an AI to generate your face will be more real, apparently. Do a stream using those anime girls that some streams use. I don't. Oh, dude, that's such a good idea. What is it? It's what do they call them? It's like a YouTube avatar. It's what do they call them? What kind of streamers? VTuber stream. With anime girl. That's it. Not the simp VTuber girls. Yep. We're gonna gain some simps, Zinka. Thank you. Yep, it's VTuber. A face. No, Jess, they're just being silly. They literally said a face reveal, and that was it. They think I'm not real. So you're gonna become a VTuber anime girl with mutton chops? You... Bro. No. No. We'll have a poll. We'll have a poll and let's let some like reasonable minds consolidate on specific ideas. I don't think we're gonna combine them all together. No. So Don, I do have a dev question. By all means, ask. Not to take you from the V-Girl furry face convo. No, it's okay. You know, like we were having a really good conversation, but for you, Jessa, completely fine. What do you have for us? We'll have a poll. I just stopped working and my brain is coming down off the caffeine. Still, I only have bad ideas right now. We got some good ideas. I think a furry costume probably makes sense, given how much I dislike furries. I think the hot tub stream and acting like an OnlyFans girl makes sense. And I think the VTuber with an anime girl, fun. Like, we have some other ideas that I do have written down, like the freestyle rap, which I don't think I'm going to be that good at. I mean, like, I proposed this in Discord, and I said, like, what if I have a sub goal of, like, singing Let It Go as passionately as I can? Like, would you guys want to see that with, like, no music in the background? It's really embarrassing, but, like, I don't know if I could do a rap. I don't think I'm that good at that. We can always come back. No, please, Jessa, just ask. Save me. Turtle Dragon. Yeah, good game, Jessa. I appreciate that. If you're new to teaching yourself and you don't know if you'd like front end or back end, is it best to just start with front end and migrate into back end, like full stack path, and just see? I think you could do either or. In fact, it depends on your free time, but you could do both. You could literally do like Scrimba and Boot.dev. You can do a full stack course, get some exposure to it, and just use that as exposure and then dive deeper into it afterwards. Like into front end or back end if you want. But you got to work with both to know. And whether you like combine Boot.dev and Scrimpa or you do one or the other. Because like if you want to become a good front-end developer, there's depth to it. There's a length. If you want to become a good backend developer, there's length to it. If you want to try to get exposure as quickly as possible, I would even argue maybe taking a full stack course might not even help you decide that. Because I think like when you dive into Boot.dev and go specifically into backend, like it's very different problems than if you were to build a full stack app. I think like figuring out if you like messing with the UI and like seeing kind of like the instant feedback with that and seeing the visuals versus like going heavy logical right away and seeing if you like that. I think you can get exposed to those two types of development in the web development space very quickly without having to go through an entire full stack course. So I don't know. It probably depends on you. You can go any route you want with it. But I think getting exposure to each early on is a really good thing. Let it go, but it's about React front-end dev. I like it. That's what we can secretly apply it to. Okay, sounds like you have to do them and use the experience to see what your preference is. Is it different in the workspace too versus just studying coding in free time? Versus, yeah. So, I mean, no, there are going to be similarities when you get a really in-depth course. But yeah, like they're different in the work. If you're saying like our backend position is very different than front end, yeah, you're solving very different problems professionally. There might be some overlap, but it's a different way of thinking. Like if you ever try switching from front end to back end and going back and forth, it can be tricky. It really helps to like stay with the back end, like really flesh out an entire feature or flesh out a bunch of features, then build out the UI for it and switch. It is a lot of context switching when you're going from back end to front end because they're very different. If you feel that context switching, it's because they're very different. Yeah, no problem. All right. We have some chapters left. Let's knock them out. In a Unix-like operating system, a user's home directory is the directory where their personal files are stored. It is also the directory that a user starts in when logging into the system. Okay. I recommend doing all of your development work in the home directory. For example, I like to create a workspace directory in my home directory, and all my programming projects live in subdirectories there. Danger. Your home directory is where you want to spend most of your time. Many of the other directories on your machine are critical to the operating system or other programs. Be careful when working in other directories like /bin, etc. var. You can mess up your system if you're not careful. The squiggly alias, my home directory is located in Wags Lane. The squiggly character is an alias for your home directory. Okay, so when I want to go home, I don't have to type out cd. Cool. I can just type cd. I'll just keep it in mind. What is a file path? So it's home workspace names referred to. Names file and a workspace directory in the home directory. You to go. Appreciate that. It's good to see you active again. What has you like diving into code again? It seems like you are more active. I gotta go to bed. Have a great stream. All right. Have a good night, Tuba. Thanks for joining. Grep, you might be used to nice graphical interfaces that allow you to search for text and files. Usually the Control F or Command F, but what about when you're working on a terminal? As it turns out, when you're used to it, searching for text and files on a CLI, I'm going to be honest. Let's just, you know what? I think we've already been going for like 2 hours. Let's just chill. We can finish this up tomorrow. We're going to start. So I'm going to chill for like 5 minutes. Let's just chat. But I am probably going to start with an article tomorrow, to be honest. I want to do some reactions and just post those right away for you guys. And then the second half of it will be Boot.dev. Grep said, awk. Don, about how much of this Boot.dev content are you already familiar with? I'm going through it for the first time. Like, I hopped around a lot when I was deciding if I want to be an affiliate partner with them. But, and I've read like a lot of feedback about the program and listened to people. But yeah, this is like pretty damn fresh. We just finished the Python course. That's it. Will you finish the entire course, Don? Most likely, yeah. I'm expecting this to be a long-term venture. Good observation. I definitely am. Kind of a long story, but I'm switching back to coding for my plan to start a biz. Yeah, I remember you saying you were going to start a biz. That's rough. A lot of people think like, oh, it's hard to get a coding job, so I'm going to start a business or like start an agency or whatever. It's just like an entirely different thing, but entrepreneurship, I think, is way harder than coding. It's way harder. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe there are people that are way more successful with entrepreneurship, but I look back at like what it took to become a developer, and like even if I was doing it now, and I like see what people are doing to get a dev job now, dude, entrepreneurship is just like it's so you just have less of a path. At least as a developer, you have more of a linear path. With entrepreneurship, it's just learn everything you possibly can that comes up to start narrowing down exactly the type of business that you want to launch in. Like, you wear so many hats. It's such a tough venture. Basically, Hubs and I decided financially I don't have to rush to get back into making a paycheck, and I can focus on the kids, okay, till they're in school. That's awesome. So no pressure to work till 2027 or 2028. So you have some time. Okay. Gotcha. You know what I would do, Jessa? Like, if you're trying to get exposure, pay for a month of Scrimba, pay for a month of Boot.dev. I know it's expensive. You can go free. I don't know where your finances are. But like, pay for Bolt and try Bolt and then see what you like more. I think you'll get some exposure pretty early on to see what you like more. After this, Don, the developer, is going to be living in the CLI like all the rest of us OG Unix people. Dude, I'm excited to learn it, man. I am. I think the more I dive into it, the more I'm going to like it. That's the feeling that I'm getting from it so far. It's so hard. Plus, to get the successful point, you'll most likely have to fail a lot. Yep. I've done a bunch of it. It's some good Python and Golang exercises. CLIs are fun to make. I'm looking forward to it. I'm enjoying my time with Boot.dev. I really am. You unlock so much more power when you learn CLI tools. Yeah, that's what I see. That's what I notice. That's good. And I've shied away from like spinning up an AWS instance, and I'm always sticking with Heroku, right? But like, even just setting up GitHub actions are really fun. Setting up linting rules are fun. Setting up kind of like a lot of the dev pipeline stuff and protection, I think it's fun. And I feel like as a front-end developer, you just touch less of it. I feel like back-end developers like really make it their business a lot more. I just haven't dove into it, right? There just are a lot of things that I'm not good with. I've set up Docker once, but it like felt like a big win to set it up at the end of the night. It's good advice. As I mentioned before, I got a tiny bit into front end and liked it, but I also liked the little back end exposure I had. So you probably had more exposure with front end, didn't you? Maybe you just try Boot.dev for a month. See if they have a refund policy. But yeah, get exposure to it. It's kind of tough. And you might switch a year down the road, 2 years down the road, you know? Or like you might double down on one, but also like the other. And so you start building full stack projects because you enjoy it. Maybe you just like Next, right? You just like enough like you just kind of want to be able to get a backend, but you don't need to go deep into it. Sometimes your enjoyment of front end ends when you realize how limited it is, and you got to connect it. You need something else besides front end to make like the applications that you want to build. Sometimes that can change your enjoyment with it. But yeah, it's just like, it's really, maybe there are like tests and assessments to be able to try to give you a quiz or an assessment to see what you might like better. But I don't think it hurts to get exposure with Bolt as a front end or back end developer, because you never know what you're going to like, because a lot of times you hear things on the internet and people say, no, this is shit. CSS sucks. JavaScript sucks. And like, then when they finally dive into it, they're like, it's not that bad. I actually like CSS. I thought I was going to hate it because every back end developer hates it. But I just had to give it time, you know? I agree. Honestly, exposure to Bolt is good. Make the call for yourself. Yeah, exactly. Hey, CSS does not suck. Yeah, I don't think it sucks. I like CSS. But there are backend developers that hate it. See? There you go. Money hates it. Right there. I love it. I used to hate it. I love it, though. I think it's a lot of fun. I don't know if I'm going to build something with Django. CSS 2.0 sucked. Modern CSS is amazing. See, I liked old CSS. And even your own opinion can change over time. Yep, 100%. Would you mind taking a look at the curriculum of a course I mentioned last stream? We didn't get time last stream. To look at a curriculum. I don't know. We're kind of just chilling. I think maybe I'll do, like, for what purpose, I guess. I kind of want to make it like a reward. Like if you request like, those are pretty expensive rewards that I have though. How many points do you have? How do I close this? Oh, there we go. I'm not a fan of CSS, and I am, in fact, a backend dev. I am full stack, but I was a backend first. Gotcha. Some people just don't like it, man. Again, I challenge you to, like, get better with it and see if you still don't like it. Like, I mean, really good with it. And a lot of people that say they're good, they're not good with it. Like, if you had to be honest with yourself, I think a lot of people that do not like it never really got great with it. Because I do think you start to really like it when you get good with it. You've got 670 points. Let's... I will... Let's save up to... How many points is it? One... How many points do you get per hour? I don't know. Let me think about it. You know what we can do? Once you save up to 3,000, we could take a look at whatever curriculum. And we'll dive into it with you. Because I'm guessing like you want me to like go through the curriculum and how effective it is, right? Like if we're gonna do a deep dive into a curriculum, hits all the important parts of what? Like there are already yeah, let's do 3,000. We'll do 3,000. The 3 type racer battles, just do that one. Yeah, we could do it. We could dive into it. Just because you're a bit newer, right? You just started following. I think like I like doing that kind of stuff for regulars, so but yeah, we could do stuff like that. You only hate CSS because you haven't built UI in other front end areas than the web, then you really appreciate CSS? I love CSS and I suck at it. Yeah, you just love CSS. I think people need to give CSS a chance. I'm not good with it, I'll admit, that's fair. And it's like, if you don't like it, and you don't... Here's the thing, it's like, if you're not a front-end developer, why would you get good with CSS? Like, if you just want to build an app, like a full-stack app, use a CSS library. If you're not trying to become a front-end developer, you don't have to get good with CSS. You don't really have to use it that much. If you're a backend developer, you don't have to get good with CSS. Use a CSS library. Like, there are plenty of reasons not to learn it. But if you are a front-end developer and you hate CSS, I think you're going to have a really rough time. And I think you do like it more when you get better with it. Doesn't mean everyone has to learn it. I am completely against people just like using libraries when they're trying to become front-end developers. I think they're shooting themselves in the foot. It's a good opportunity to learn what you need to be hireable, marketable, and be effective at your damn job. I 100% disagree with the advice of telling front-end developers, that many of whom are bad at CSS in the beginning, to just use Tailwind. I think it's horrible advice. But there are reasons not to learn it. But if you're a front-end developer, you don't have any good reason. Not a single one. Doesn't have to be a deep dive, more just if it hit... Yeah, oh, read that. Well, I can already tell you, it's a Python course that includes web projects later on. Are you trying to, like... I think it depends on your end goal, because I would argue, I don't know if you want my opinion to dive into the Python world. I know the Node.js world. I don't know if I'm going to be helpful in evaluating a course in the Python world. I didn't fall in love with CSS until I found out all the things you could do with it and all the stuff you can build. I think it's cool. I think it's really cool to be able to build stuff with it. Yeah, sometimes you just got to go to like one of those websites that shows you what CSS is capable of. I gave it a fair shot. I learned enough to create my own style guide. Okay, I learned SCSS, which was cool. I can write CSS. I just get bored fast. It might just not be something you enjoy, too. That's fair. I'd use tables back in the day for layout. Yup, tables. I remember tables. I mean, that's something you're probably going to be using for email development, right? You haven't lived until you fought with float clearing? Dude, I still think people should get exposure to like the old style of float clearing. I'm not saying you have to use it or build something with it, but you should know like what you don't have to do anymore. I like teaching a bit of history with stuff like HTML and CSS. Tables were legit easier than CSS back in the day. I don't know if I agree with that. Now we have a Flexbox and CSS Grid, game changers on the front end. Wait, you're saying like tables were easier, or like the Flexbox and Grid is easier now? You should know how good you got it now. Yeah, 100%. Float clear fix, yup. I think this is where Jeremy and I would disagree. I think getting exposure to not tables. I don't think you need to build tables with layouts, but you should be able to build most actually, we didn't dive deeper into this conversation because he assumed I was talking about floats and tables. And it's like the conversations we already had were so long, so I didn't dig into this with them. But maybe I should have. But you should be able to build most layouts without Flexbox and without CSS Grid. If you can't do that, I don't think you're that good with CSS. Not to the level that you need to be. For front-end positions specifically, right?
Listen!
Reconcile, coming in hot with the Prime. Yo, thanks so much, man. Thank you for the support. I appreciate that. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. 17 subs. Let's go. Let's go, dude. Netrunner, thanks for the follow. Welcome. But yeah, I appreciate the support. Thank you. But like you should be able to you should be comfortable with different displays and the properties that are going to be inherent with those displays, right? You should be very knowledgeable about inline block, and block level elements. Because once you get into Flexbox, they're slightly different and it can get confusing. But you should be able to be knowledgeable about inline block, and block level elements and how to utilize them to build a layout. You should be comfortable with padding, margin, and then position relative and position absolute. You get comfortable with those properties and you get comfortable with the box model, you can build most layouts. And you're basically using a lot of those now professionally in modern day front end development, but you should be able to be so knowledgeable about those that you can build layouts with just those without Flexbox and without CSS Grid. And you can. And where people say, like, if that kind of like worries you, you probably need to dive deeper into front end or deeper into CSS foundations if you want to be marketable as a front end developer. Did you beat Linux yet? Nope. Not yet. We went over so many topics. We went over, I gotta like label my stream. So we talked about Pirate Software and his controversy. We talked about furries, furry costumes. I have to think about like what the title of my YouTube video is going to be. I think those two things are like the main things. But we're still going through the Linux stuff. We have 2 lessons to go with the file system stuff, but I actually like it. Again, I feel like I'm pretty crappy with the file system, and I would argue I'm pretty crappy with Git. I just use the commands that I'm comfortable with to be able to do the minimum possible to build projects. That's it. I'm actually really excited to dive deeper into the Linux stuff or Unix stuff. Name is Pirate Software as a furry. Won't be clickbait at all. Dude, I think he's a furry. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be clickbait. I honestly think Pirate Software is a furry. Flexbox is easier now. Okay, but on CSS1, getting a good layout was actually easier with table. Yeah, it wasn't supported for a very long time. Like it had like partial support for a long time. Do you have a PC or Mac? Just curious. I have both. So I have a streaming PC and I have a Mac Mini. Kotaku journalist? What's that? Oh, wait. Something I've always been curious about is how do websites allow people to make new pages? Like when a Kotaku artist makes a new article, it will generate a web page with a unique URL for them. They're building a CMS. They have like a custom CMS or a pre-built one, like WordPress or whatever. I don't know what they use. But I think like a CMS is actually a fairly good CRUD project to reinforce skills as you go along if you're in a full stack course. Again, like building a CRUD project isn't that impressive in terms of like a portfolio project, but being able to do that can really help reinforce the concepts. Yeah, I like streaming on Mac is a pain. Like the audio issue, I would always hear like crackling with the audio because you have to do a little bit more work to split it up, which I actually had to do way more work with Windows with a Go XLR to get like the perfect setup with my audio. So I actually did more work with Windows trying to get a much better setup. But just to get a basic setup, you spend more time with the Mac. And splitting the audio doesn't work. You have to use software for it. And any software that I would use, I would just hear crackling and the audio was crap. So I decided not to stream on Mac. Because it's like, you know, streaming is generally like pretty CPU intensive with OBS. So you can get a really good processor with the Mac and you could have integrated graphics and probably be just fine. But, yeah. Oh, I got to respond in Discord. Let them know I basically, hold on, definitely watch a Soda Poppin' one, Asmongold. Okay. Hold on. I also talked about it in my live stream today. When the transcript gets compiled for the YouTube video, you can just search it for pirate software, probably. All right, cool. I think we're at the end of our conversation. Good conversation today. Keep thinking about sub goals. Again, I don't care if they're embarrassing. I just don't want to get banned. We have, I think, again, the 3 things. I'm probably going to end up wearing a furry costume, hot tub stream, and it's going to be like over the top, and then a VTuber stream with an anime girl. This is essentially the collective mindset of my community. And if we want to expand past that, we can. We do not have to stick with these things. I'm just letting you know. But that is where we are at. So, all right, guys, have a good rest of your night. Tomorrow, I'm going to try doing a reaction to an article or something similar, and then we'll jump into the Boot.dev stuff. But it'll be 4 p.m. Central Time. Hope you guys have a good rest of your Monday. Happy Monday. Good luck on all of your projects, and happy coding. Take care. Let's raid someone.